Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rage of Wrestling YouTube video. My name is Walter, better known to the No DQ Galaxy as Mr. Reliable, and these are your top 10 overused moves in the world of professional wrestling. Let's jump right into it. Number 10, Frog Splash. Eddie Guerrero and RVD used this move throughout the 90s and the early 2000s, and they're the ones who made it famous. They won championships with it. They beat the likes of people like Brock Lesnar. They beat John Cena, and they won the top prize in the WWE with this move. They made it look beautiful. Nowadays, just a transitional move. Everyone seems to hit the frog splash. You got Kevin Owens using it. You got Seth Rollins using it. You have Montez Ford using it. Mind you, Montez looking frog splash, but at this point, who wins with it? It's just overused. Everybody's hitting it. It doesn't mean what it used to. It was just unique to RVD. It was unique to Eddie Guerrero. They were the only two really hitting it, and it had you in awe. But nowadays, it's more about aesthetics. It's more about the height of the move rather than its impact, and so it's overused. You got the Canadian Destroyer at number 9. Petey Williams introduced this move. It's a front flip power driver. It looked cool when he did it, but nowadays, you forward some years later in 2023, you have people like Bad Bunny doing it, who's a celebrity. You have people like Orange Cassidy no selling it. He gets hit twice in a row on an episode of Collision and just pops up like the move doesn't mean anything. It's just used to get a big pop now. The Canadian Destroyer isn't what it used to be. Number 8, the DDT. Now, if you grew up in the 90s, you watched WWE in the 90s, and you saw Jake the Snake Roberts hit this move, and you saw him do this signal, you knew it was over. This move was protected. No one was getting up from the DDT. Nowadays, you got 1,000 variations of it. You have paradigm shift. You have the execution. You had Raven using it. Everyone uses the DDT. It's as basic as a body slam now, but it used to be a devastating move created by Jake Roberts, and it was cool looking. Became a basic move. 7, the top rope elbow. Now, this move, of course, was made famous by late Macho Man Randy Savage. Obviously, he wasn't the first to use it, but he made it the most famous. Now you got Punk who uses it as a tribute to him, mind you, but he uses it. You got Xavier Woods using it. You had Shawn Michaels in the late 90s doing it. It's just a transitional move. He did it right before he would hit a different move. Will be later on this list, but the elbow doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have the high impact as it used to. It's also as basic as a body slam. Number 6, the cutter / RKO. Now, obviously, Randy Orton made the RKO initials famous. He made it famous for hitting it out of nowhere. But in the 90s, you had DDP using his version of the cutter, which the two moves look different from those two hitting it. But now you have people like Cody Rhodes has their version of the cutter. You have everybody in every company using some variation of the cutter. It doesn't look cool anymore. It's just overused. Frankly, it's overhyped. Everybody's hitting the cutter. Number 5, the figure 4. Now, Buddy Rogers used this move, but when you think of figure 4, you think of Ric Flair. He's tapped out countless of people or gotten, when they lay down, they count the 1, 2, 3. He made the figure 4 famous, but nowadays it's just a regular old submission. Everybody's doing it, and people get to the ropes or they just reverse the pressure of it. You have people doing it like The Miz. Obviously, Charlotte Flair has her version of it, but it's the figure 8. But everybody just uses the figure 4 as a rest hold, pretty much. Bret Hart had a version of the figure 4 that would go against the ring post. It just, the move doesn't mean anything. You know no one's going to win with it. Ric Flair was the only one that made you believe you would tap out from that move. Number 4, the power bomb. Obviously now Gunther pretty much is the only one really using it. But back in the day, man, anybody who was 6'7" or taller would use the power bomb. You had Big Show / the Giant using it. You had Kevin Nash using his version of it / Diesel. You had Undertaker using a variety of it called the Last Ride. It seems like if you were tall, you would get the power bomb as some kind of finisher. Now it's just a transitional, and it's overused, it's overhyped, and I'm done with it. Number three, another move that seems like anybody who's a giant gets this move. And of course, it's the choke slam. Big Show has his version of the choke slam. Undertaker had the choke slam. Kane had a choke slam. Pretty much the same thing as the power bomb. If you were 7 foot tall or 6'7" and taller, you would use the choke slam. And it was always some transitional. Only really Kane and Big Show used it as an actual finisher. But the choke slam doesn't mean anything. It's not believable. Number two, which seems to be the most devastating move, and WWE and AEW both use it as finishers for, even to this point, Xavier Woods uses it. It's the roll up. It seems like the go-to move when people in the WWE back themselves into the corner and really don't want to make anybody look weak or make the other person look too strong. They just go with the roll up as the win. The roll up has somehow become the biggest finisher in 2023, other than the stunner. Maybe Kevin Owens would use the stunner. He won a lot of matches, but if you saw a match, it would always end in a roll up. It seemed like any match that backed up in the corner was used as the roll up was the scapegoat. I don't know how a schoolboy or some kind of surprise pin has become more devastating than the frog splash nowadays. And number one, of course, if you watch me on the watch any of the channels that are scrolling, I hate this move. It's the super kick. Super kick is number one. It's overused. People have the Young Bucks are the number one to overuse it. You got the Usos. You have so many people using the super kick, and it doesn't mean anything. It's just a super kick fest. It used to be cool. Shawn Michaels did the Sweet Chin music. He got you in the corner. He tuned up the band, and you knew the match was over. Now it's just 30 times in a match you see a super kick, and it's just so bad to see that move. That move does not mean anything anymore. It's frustrating to see that. So there it is, the number one overused move, the super kick. Now, please like and subscribe and share this video, and also subscribe to all the people that are scrolling across. It's everyone I'm associating with. It's Aaron Riff, Jeff Meacham. You got Casa de 18 Studios. You got Noah Foster. Everyone is part of the No DQ family. Please like and subscribe. And thank you for joining me. And I'll see you next time.